Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're venturing into the lyrical world of Armageddon's self-titled album from 1975.
That's right. A listener shared these lyrics with us.
Yep, and our mission really is to get under the skin of these 5 tracks. We've got Buzzard, Silver Tightrope, Paths and Planes and Future Gains, Last Stand Before, and Basking in the White of the Midnight Sun.
Quite the titles.
Right. We want to see what makes them tick.
Exactly. And song lyrics, they offer such a concentrated form of expression. It's amazing how much they can pack in.
Emotions, stories.
Yeah, complex ideas in just a few lines. And what's fascinating is how, like, a single image can resonate in so many different ways.
Definitely.
So we're going to try and move beyond just describing what's there, maybe explore some of the deeper currents running through these songs.
Okay, sounds good. So let's dive right in then with Buzzard. The opening image is, well, it's pretty striking.
Oh, yeah. Riding high on burnished wings and with a brazen eye.
It immediately gives you this sense of something, I don't know, watching, waiting for weakness.
Absolutely. That feeling of vulnerability it evokes, it's strong.
It really is.
And the buzzard itself, as a carrion bird, it often symbolizes decay, or maybe that opportunistic side of things that comes out when we show weakness.
Right, like it's waiting for you to falter.
Exactly. It might not just be a physical threat either. It could be maybe anxieties, external pressures, or even like internal stuff we fear getting exposed.
And then there's that line, in the time it takes, the moment that you're right off guard, bridges that you thought you'd crossed. Got to cross them all again. That really hit me.
Yeah, what does that suggest to you, that idea of having to recross bridges?
Well, it just makes me think about how, progress isn't always straightforward, is it?
Not at all.
You feel like you've overcome something, moved past it, and then bam,
Yeah.
the same old challenges pop up again.
It's like life keeps testing you.
Yeah, making sure those lessons really, really stick. And the speed of the attack just as lightning strikes before the thunder.
The buzzard falls upon its prey before it has a chance to wonder. So vivid.
So vivid. It emphasizes the swiftness, but also that feeling of, like, inevitability.
Yeah.
No warning.
You're caught completely off guard, totally unprepared for this descent.
Yeah.
But then there's a contrast, isn't there, with the meek.
Oh, right. But the meek will stand, understanding nature, seeing far beyond the plan, take their place in time.
That's a fascinating shift. It's like the meek aren't the buzzard's target. They're operating on a different level somehow.
It suggests kind of wisdom, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
from observing, accepting the natural order, instead of just constantly struggling against it or being shocked by it.
Exactly. They're attuned, not just reactive. And this perspective, it seems to allow them to navigate things with a deeper understanding, almost anticipating the ebb and flow.
In a way the buzzard's victim just can't.
Right. It makes you wonder what understanding nature really means here. Is it acceptance, observation, something deeper?
Good question. Then the tone shifts again. Gets darker, more internal, out of the dark, surrounding shadows, tearing apart, trying to get to me.
Yeah, that feels very personal now. The buzzard felt external maybe, but this feels like a battle within.
Totally. And those lines, burning with fire from the depths of time, enter my space to take my grace from me. Wow. So intense.
Having your grace stolen, what does that mean? It feels like losing something fundamental.
Inner peace, maybe? Worthiness?
Yeah, the loss of grace could definitely point to losing inner harmony, or even feeling, I don't know, spiritually invaded. And connecting that back to the buzzard, maybe those external threats, the buzzard ultimately lead to these internal fights, chipping away at our sense of well-being.
That makes sense. Okay, let's turn to Silver Tightrope. The whole atmosphere just changes completely here.
Oh, dramatically. It starts with this inward journey. I close my eyes to worldly skies I leave behind the day.
And deep within me, I shall begin to chase my thoughts away. It's such a change of pace, isn't it?
Totally. From the harshness of the buzzard to this deliberate turning inward.
Closing your eyes to worldly skies, like
Yeah.
rejecting all that external stuff, the pressures, and just focusing inside.
Precisely. The worldly skies could be all those anxieties, distractions of daily life. And closing the eyes is this conscious effort to disconnect.
Sets the stage for something different.
Yeah, something more introspective, maybe even spiritual, which is hinted at by the voices of the spheres that the speaker thinks they hear. What do you make of that?
Voices of the spheres.
Yeah.
It feels big, cosmic almost, like searching for meaning beyond the everyday stuff. And And then you get this amazing sense of release as light years flash, forever falling away from waking fears, like shedding all those earthly worries on this inner trip.
That imagery of vastness, infinite movement, it really captures a sense of transcendence, doesn't it? Like moving beyond physical limits, everyday worries. Then there's the encounter with these beings bathed in light.
Right. Who just smile, their eyes not asking to see beyond their sight. Intriguing.
What's your take on that?
Well, it's like they don't need validation or more understanding. They seem complete in themselves. Maybe a state of enlightenment. Profound self-acceptance.
That's a compelling way to put it. It's such a contrast to the vulnerability we saw with the buzzard, isn't it?
Huge contrast.
These beings have this inner light, doesn't need external perception, which brings us to the main metaphor, I suppose.
The silver tightrope.
Stepping upon the silver tightrope, balancing beliefs, and wings unfurling with a new hope, I left behind my griefs. What does that tightrope symbolize for you?
It sounds like a path. A bit precarious, maybe, but ultimately hopeful. Balancing beliefs suggests it's delicate, maintaining faith or conviction.
Yeah.
And the wings unfurling with new hope, that's such a powerful image of liberation. Shedding past sorrows, it's like the inner journey brought renewal.
Exactly. The tightrope implies focus. Equilibrium is needed, perhaps between the material world and the spiritual, or doubt and faith.
Could be.
And releasing grief, finding hope, it suggests a real transformative power in looking inward, a stark contrast to the struggle in buzzard.
Definitely. Okay, moving on to paths and planes and future gains. This one opens with some really grand imagery, almost militaristic.
Yeah, silver trumpets call herald shining armor.
Armor so bright that the blind will fall. What's your initial reaction?
It feels like a call to action, doesn't it? Preparing for some big confrontation. The shining armor suggests readiness, maybe even invincibility.
But the line about the blind falling, it's almost paradoxical.
It is. Silver trumpets often mean something important is coming. Shining armor means you're ready.
Right.
The fact that it's so bright that the blind will fall could mean maybe the truth or the path forward is so clear, so radiant, it's overwhelming. Or even a stumbling block for those who can't or won't see it.
Interesting take. The sense of facing something head-on continues, right? Standing face-to-face, eye-to-eye with no one falling sometimes, never letting go.
What do you make of that? Confronting no one.
It suggests an inner battle again, perhaps. Even if there's this awesome foe lurking somewhere, the fight seems really personal. And the resilience in never letting go is really powerful.
Yeah, the awesome foe waits in darkened corners, fearing all light, fearing sacred sight. Definitely creates opposition. Maybe it represents ignorance, doubt, negativity.
Could be any of those.
And then the shining chariots bearing sacred souls elevates it all, makes it more symbolic, maybe even mythological, like a journey towards something sacred.
Yeah, it feels bigger than just one person. Then we get these contrasting perspectives. Standing on the mountain valley, all in cloud.
See another mountain calling from the shroud? What does that imagery bring up for you?
It paints a picture of how, our understanding changes depending on where we stand. From the mountain, things are clear, but the clouded valley hides what's beyond.
And a new challenge appears in the distance.
Exactly. Like progress just reveals new obstacles sometimes.
That's a keen observation. It really speaks to the ever-evolving nature of challenges, of understanding, and the paths that wander nowhere, wasting precious time. That resonates, doesn't it? That feeling of being stuck, pursuing dead ends.
Oh, yeah. We've all been there.
But then there's that determined act. Reaching out for something, knowing that it's there, I face the precious moments, holding if I dare.
What does that suggest about the speaker's belief underneath it all?
Well, despite the uncertainty, those aimless paths, there's still this persistent faith in something unseen, something tangible just out of reach.
It's about seizing the present moment with courage, right? Even when you don't know the outcome.
Exactly. It's recognizing wasted effort, but still holding on to a belief in something more, even if it takes a leap of faith.
Okay. Now, last stand before. This shifts gears again. Feels much more grounded, almost in everyday struggles.
Yeah, the opening lines paint these quick, vivid pictures. Jumping Jack, flash in the pan, took a look and ran, and Lucy's out falling about trying to find her man.
What do these snapshots tell you? They create this immediate sense of chaos, people in crisis.
Yeah, there's a frantic energy there. Lives in turmoil, instability, maybe desperation.
Then there's Henry.
Henry. Thinks he's got it made super cool. He's no fool. Nothing makes him afraid.
But that confidence is immediately undercut by the darkness. suggests a vulnerability, right?
Yeah.
An impending challenge. Even his cool can't stop.
It's a reminder that appearances can be deceiving.
Absolutely. And then there's this just raw expression of exhaustion on the streets, dragging your feet. I got to find a place to lay down.
Such a universal feeling, being overwhelmed, just needing respite.
Yeah. The song then touches on deeper pain, too, with lost a friend, met his end way before his time.
Oof. Yeah, mentioning that untimely loss adds this layer of grief, highlights the fragility of life in this already turbulent setting.
And the lines, tried it once, tried it twice, didn't notice the signs I could speak to, what difficulty seeing danger, or feeling helpless to stop tragedy.
Both, maybe, but amidst all this darkness, a really strong sense of connection emerges.
My brother's falling, I'll catch him if I can.
What does that line convey to you?
It's just such a powerful image of loyalty, of support. Despite all the individual mess, there's this fundamental bond, willingness to help. It's a real moment of hope, I think.
It is, amidst the hardship. And that plea, oh Lord, do something, gotta slow it down, it's coming on too fast, can't take it, feel like I'm gonna drown. So visceral.
You could feel the desperation.
Completely overwhelmed by circumstances. But the final lines, they offer some kind of eventual resolution, don't they?
All the questions and all the lies will soon be answered to your surprise. All the doubting and all the tears will fall to ashes across the years.
What's the takeaway there?
It suggests a belief in eventual understanding, I guess. Healing. Even in the middle of chaos and pain, there's this promise that clarity will come and the weight of it all will fade eventually.
It's a comforting thought, isn't it, after seeing so much turmoil?
It really is.
It offers a sense of hope that goes beyond the immediate difficulties in the song.
Okay, finally we get to Basking in the White of the Midnight Sun.
Quite a title.
Yeah.
Immediately creates a sense of the surreal, the paradoxical.
And the opening lines. Sitting on a lonesome beach, holding shadow in one hand of a lovely flame I once called mine. Incredibly evocative.
Yeah. What images come to mind for you there?
That image of holding shadow, of a lovely flame, it's so poignant. It speaks to the lingering presence of something beautiful, vibrant, but now gone.
The memory still casting a shadow.
Exactly. And the princess figure in the lyrics seems to embody this duality. Gone tomorrow, but I see you today.
That line really captures appreciating fleeting moments, doesn't it? Recognizing that some connections are impermanent.
But then it also says, but you'll be here on the hot summer nights, and you'll be here on the cold winter nights, suggesting the impact endures, regardless of physical presence.
What does that tell us about memory and connection in this song?
Well, it highlights how deeply someone can get ingrained in your experience, you know. Even if they're not physically there, their memory, the feelings, they become part of the fabric of your life, tied to moments, seasons.
Yeah. And the line, and we won't worry what's wrong or right in certain moments, that speaks to the intensity, doesn't it? Living fully in the present, even if it defies convention.
Suggests a willingness to just embrace the moment, without worrying about opinions or consequences, highlights the passion of it all.
Then the introduction of Brother Ego is interesting, too.
Brother Ego, like a moth round a flame. Burn your wings yet again and feel the pain. What do you think Brother Ego represents here?
It sounds like internal conflict, definitely. A self-destructive tendency, maybe. Keeps drawing the speaker back to something that ultimately hurts.
Like that part of us that acts impulsively, even when we know the potential consequences?
Yes, Brother Ego could be that inner voice of pride or impulsiveness, even self-sabotage sometimes. The kind of thing that complicates relationships, leads to repeated mistakes.
Makes sense. The end of the song circles back to loss and enduring memory again. Your passing by just beyond my reach has left me here without the power of speech. That conveys such profound grief.
It really does, that feeling of being utterly silenced by loss.
Yet even with that sadness, there's that recurring affirmation. But you'll be here in my thoughts and in my heart. No distance will keep us apart.
And the final thought about feelings changing, but memories remaining. That's quite powerful. What's the significance of that distinction, do you think?
It suggests that while the intensity of emotion might evolve, might fade over time, the fundamental impact, the memory of the connection, it persists.
The seed of that experience has been planted. It continues to exist within the speaker.
Yeah. So looking at these 5 songs together as a whole, what overarching themes do you see weaving through them? For me, the idea of navigating struggle really stands out. External struggles, internal, relational.
Absolutely. Struggle is definitely a strong current, But it's often tied up with resilience, right? A determination to keep going, whether it's facing the buzzard, balancing beliefs on a tightrope, or supporting a brother.
True. Resilience is key.
And the complexities of relationships in all their forms and their inevitable losses, that's another significant thread, I think.
And I also noticed that recurring exploration of inner conflict, that constant negotiation with ourselves, our own limitations.
Yes, and the interplay between light and darkness, hope and despair. That feels like a constant undercurrent, reflecting the multifaceted nature of human experience.
Those contrasting elements are definitely key. The stark imagery of light and shadow
Yeah.
often highlights the emotional, the psychological tensions in the lyrics.
And finally, maybe the passage of time. Its impact on how we perceive things, how we feel. It's subtle maybe, but it's there, reminding us of the transient nature of life, of feelings.
These lyrics really do offer a lot to unpack. Consider that image again from basking in the white of the midnight sun, holding shadow in one hand. What does that specific image stir in you? It feels like it encapsulates so much of what we've been discussing.
It's a powerful image, paradoxical, isn't it? It speaks to how we carry remnants of the past, the bittersweet nature of memory where joy and sorrow coexist.
Yeah.
It invites you, the listener, to consider how the absence of something or someone can still have such a tangible presence in your life.
We definitely encourage you to listen back to these songs, maybe with some of these ideas in mind, and see what resonates personally.
Absolutely. Interpretations are always personal.
So, thinking about all this diverse emotional landscape, the vivid imagery we've explored, what single feeling or idea do you find most compelling or most persistent across the whole album?
That's a good question.
Definitely something to contemplate. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.